Alright, let's do stuff and junk. So, a few things have changed since last time. I made some space for things and activities, mainly. I changed the ground underneath to landfill, so when this is copy and pasted, I can actually paste the landfill as well. Assuming, of course, that I actually remember to paste the bloody landfill. Minor detail. It's also assuming that I actually did the entire thing correctly, of course. Goodbye, fishies. Blam. Hello, refreshing. Oh, crap, I was a little high. Oh well, not the end of the world. So, yeah, I tidied this up was just tidying this up a little bit before, getting everything sorted. So the thing I was talking about last time, for a refresher for those who are not on, those who are live and not on a VOD, I was thinking about folding these underneath because this is going to be shaping up to be a pretty sizable strip if I do it all on one side. So that's a thing that I need to do. It's actually interesting because it didn't occur to me before, but it means there's going to be a second one of these lines sliding underneath, which means that this original line that I built will probably end up being the bottom line. So I'll need to. Well, I've already done it, but I actually lifted these up even higher. So yay, the base is even bigger now. Just what we always wanted. Yay. Yeah, that's actually exploring a lot. The other thing that occurred to me is these entry points. It made sense for the copper smelter, but it starts to make a little bit less sense for these like iron and steel smelters. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, other than perhaps Veldeck sub. Thank you very much for that. Factory must grow. It is literally what has happened. The factory has grown and grown and grown. Just like Veldeck's substreak, that is also grown. Hello, charting. How you doing? Thank you very much for that. Let's get that love and the hype going on. Veldeck's been having some fun lately with OpenAI or ChatGPT and this JSON HTML stuff, and me struggling to understand JavaScript syntax and its quirks, shall we say. Idiosyncrasies, even, perhaps? Yes, you could also say. It has some, yeah, idiosyncrasies. We shall call it. Takes a bit to understand, but I think I'm getting the hang of it now. Oh, that's right. I was going to do a stone thing, and I never did. So, that's a thing that I'll do another time. I'm not going to do it now. Because, as we say, the factory must grow. So let's do that. And this is how the factory grows, as we copy. Copy. Java is pretty much readable if you did Java or similar, but there's some strange workings. There is some strangeness I find with once it smooshes with HTML. Ooh, Michelle. How is Le Michelle? I squint at the screen trying to figure out how to place this thing. Still at 0. I should actually give you some things back. I mean, I've still been trying to fix the stupid thing. So why are you out of power, but you're not out of power? You just blow them anyway, wouldn't you? On expensive things. There we go. Partially explored. I think it's exploring and finding factory. That's funny. The radar is discovering factory. Did I ever actually do the rest of the smelting? Out of curiosity. Because that's doing the transmogrification. I've also forgotten what the rest of this was meant to be. So I've got the uranium, I've got the imersite and the sand. I don't remember what else was meant to be there now. I should really write these things down. Maybe one day. Maybe. Maybe. Vacation's starting tomorrow. Nice. Got a public holiday coming up next week. Is Anzac Day. Also, shouldn't there be a radar amongst this? I just love the idea of just discovering Factory on the map. It is actually hilarious. Go. Like template literals in Java. It's like strings but better. Sounds useful. I'm sure once I understand enough JavaScript to make sense of it, I'll probably like it. I mean, in the last year, I've come to like dictionaries, and up until like, shouldn't that mean you've been enjoying the same public holiday? In theory, yes. Even though Anzac doesn't include Canada, normally. But there's no reason not to. Normally you want to write something like read equals hello plus username. Yeah, like a standard string concatenation thing. Template literals, you can do greet equals hello dollar username. What is that actually doing? Also, there's actually several things that I've been trying. Okay, so that's why that's why I've been so confused, because I was going to say the tilde, but it's not the tilde. That back quote structure I don't really understand. And then the dollar username. So is that like effectively like a F string in Python? Is that what it's effectively trying to do? Actually, now that I say it, back quotes is one string, and then you've got inside the curly brackets is the variable being evaluated. So yeah, that is actually like F strings. And call any yeah, you can call fun. Yeah, that's basically F strings. F strings. One of the earliest things I learned in Python is F strings, and once you go F strings, you just can't go back. Hello, the username to uppercase. Yeah, that's F strings. I'm here to get your mind blown. Alrighty. Well, I mean, we got the JavaScript mind blowing, and then we got. I suppose there is some stuff. How mind blowing is this so far? Is this adequately ridiculous enough yet? Yeah, F strings are the way to go. They are the dream. I've already been super distracted. Very in the nut. I mean, it's quite extreme. All right. So, the next step that I wanted to do was, I think I was talking about hydrogen chloride and chlorine and such. So, there's a few ways to do this. Yeah, it's Python syntax. Yeah, it's the same thing. The syntax is slightly different because F string still it's the letter F and then followed by the quotes, regular quotes like a regular string, and then whatever you want to put inside it goes inside the curly brackets. It wouldn't surprise me if those were an inspiration for F strings, because Python 3 would have come before them. After them. Not before them. After them. I'll get there eventually. Just like me procrastinating on actually doing something here. Get there eventually. Yeah, the thing I was talking about was, as far as smelting goes, was actually, let's do. I'll copy it, not cut it. Let's do the housekeeping first. So what I want is to flop that right there. Noises! That could be with 5 years.
5 years. 5 years.
5 whole years. Lamb, 60 months. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. That is definitely worth some love and some hype and some everything else. Thank you very much for that. But I have no earthly idea where complaining about rail signals because I'm in the middle of trying to trying to headache this out. Because I'm so far zoomed out, I can't even see the red. Now that you actually explained how those strings work, that makes a lot more sense now too. Because I was struggling to understand those. That simplifies it. It's the same. JavaScript has the same problem that Python has in the sense that um, the tutorials and guides and things are a little basic. Amazing. Never gets old, that does. Oop, going to the store. Look it up. Going for 42 months in 9 days? 42 yeah. Okay, so what upset it? I have no idea. It's probably fine. I think I did see some weirdness there. Somewhere around there. Who knows? Actually, I can figure that out quite easily by taking a smaller sample like this and then rotating and testing to see where it lights up. Ah, I see, right there. There. Yeah, those are slightly off on one side compared to the other. In fact, if I... Where is it? Where is it? There it is. That. Und. There'll be an equivalent one right there. Okay. I think that's the only errors by doing that, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. That's a good result. It's also a pretty impressive junction. I mean, some minor copying of homework may have occurred. Why did I copy that one? That doesn't look right. Is it? Filtration. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Train stops. Filtration. Okay. Just need a little bit of power. Hopefully, well, hopefully there's a radar in amongst it, and there isn't. That's fine. We can always add one. That and like that. there. I might need to shuffle that over a little bit. Yep, that's better. So now I'm actually exploring that little strip there. I wasn't exploring it before. Okay, so the theory is, um, the ore washing happens here, and then the trains can then go up there to the equivalent smelter. However, I can see a bit of an issue with this crossing the iron potentially, so I might need to make those swap at some point. Maybe not now, but I can see that being a bottleneck. So that means this can be cut out. The next step is this one, same deal. It, however, I don't think matters how it rotates because it's always going to push diagonally. I am slightly worried about railway performance doing it this way. Huh. Because it is going to be busy. Maybe. You know what? I don't think that'll work. Let's undo, 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 undo. No, it's not going to work. It should be on the same side, this thing. At some point when I press undo, this whole thing's going to disappear. Ah, there it goes. Brrr, goes the game. I just heard the CPU fan spin up. Trouble is, I think I tapped Control Z one too many times. Yeah, 16 wagons is the length. So it's entirely possible I broke something. Yeah, so the iron smelter should be down the bottom, the opposite side of the copper smelter, and then the washing and the washing either side. And then probably the same deal, crushing on the bottom with the other stuff. I might actually need to be a little bit more choosy with this stuff too, because like the iron washing, and put that down the bottom as well instead of having it on top. I could even leave them partially, like this one can be partially filled either way, and that way if I want to more faster double the base, the capacity is there to do so. Yeah, I might need to think about that one a little bit more thoroughly. Oh, factory must grow either way. Hell is it? Can't even see the alignment points. Right there, where the optimum is for train length versus throughput. If going bigger would help. It actually wouldn't hurt to go even bigger to like 32. Because the bigger the trains are, the higher the throughput is. It's just ridiculous. Right? Discovering more railway. Okay. So, the thing that I was particularly interested in today was electrolysis. Um, so we apparently need 29.2 electrolysis plants. So let's have a look at that. So we have, well, I have it in my inventory. It's chemical. Do I? No, I don't have it in my inventory. Electrolysis plant. So one of these bad boys. Um, don't need to do water separation and water congealing. We do need to do water and sand into electrolysis of makes hydrogen and fluoride. Probably ore washing would be the thing to copy, at least start with. Oh, it's actually smaller. Never mind. I guess ore washing is completely useless to me. Actually, I think it's the same size as the big assembly machine. So let's maybe copy that instead. Lengthening trains might not be feasible for efficient throughput. Oh, a train being... So you mean like a train being so long that it just blocks everything else up? It can't get out of its own way quick enough. Yeah, I mean, that is one of the reasons why it took me so long to go beyond... or why I tend to always gravitate back to 8. So I'm pretty comfortable with... I've been pretty comfortable with 16 for a long time. 16 wagons. I have a feeling, though, going beyond 32, like... Well, Colonel Will's already shown in his Megabases that 32 is has potential. I say has potential. It did actually... They did actually demonstrate it working. That block both? Yes, it does. That's really annoying. Deliver only one resource per train or multiple. I think going longer trains might be beneficial to deliver more resources. That is actually reminding me, if you remember, I think it was the 8K base. I did try that, but it was a bit wishy-washy. Like, it didn't really perform well. And I think it would actually perform better with more wagons. To just get the total of each up higher. Oh, I'll make it 2. Yeah, because it's going to complain if I join it. So like having iron and copper go to circuits would be more effective if you're going for like 32 wagons instead of the 8 that I did. You need to make sand. Productivity? No, speed. It's interesting, it's only 16.75. That's making 6, 7, and 10 in it. And that needs 187,000 chlorine a minute. A lot of chlorine. Provide half the wagons to one resource, the other half to doing the second one. Yeah. And you have, potentially you can actually do it with red circuits too, even though you're dividing up into 3 resources. One of the other hold-ups for that is also the time loading. Because it's got to go to each... Unless you combine it, it's got to go load each thing. That was 16.75... 17... 17.25... 17.5... I'm not really getting huge gains. But what has that gained me, though? It's gone from like 10k to... It's gained like 0.5. Means they're not having the train half and half, but rather... alternating wagons. Yeah. The Madzuri way was really interesting, where you pre-ratio the contents, because you have to actually do that if you want both to be delivered at once. You need to you need to, because green circuits, it takes different amounts of each, so eventually one of them will back up if you deliver the same amount of both. You need to give it more copper, and less iron, so you have to deliberately block off some of the iron slots. And so the trains in that map had, what was it? It was like, well, the trouble with that one was that it had to ratio them to fit in one wagon. And so it had to be a ratio and then block off the excess, which meant that the train would effectively lost quite a bit of cargo capacity. But if you actually, it's actually interesting because if you alternated, then the upper limit is a full wagon of copper, and then whatever the fraction of iron is left over. So it in effect would actually be more efficient than trying to cram it in one wagon. Interesting. It's something I haven't thought about in a while. Anyway, this was making 10k a minute, and I need 281,000 total hydrogen. But I think hydrogen comes from a few sources. Chlorine definitely has to come from this craft. So it's making 10k a minute, so that's filling a tanker wagon every 2.5 minutes. So I actually want like 16 of these. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna make that fit. One, two, four. Okay. That in theory should, oh, I need to push it over a tile, which makes sense why there's a gap. Um, Biased towards the front of the wagon, so the next one needs to be biased equally to the front. So, trouble is this is going to lose speed. Ah, sort of why I did it the other way before. Too bad there's like a one tile gap there too. That's really annoying. Have I mentioned lately that these beacons are really annoying? Yeah, that only covers one. Are we getting in terms of beacon power? If so kind as to power this up with substations. 15.5, 14.25. That's lost a lot. Yeah. To there. Hmm. Now that one's too tight. What? Okay. Oh, this is taking some brain power. bias to there, so back to here. Might as well copy paste the whole thing straight back over. Pop that in and have an outlet. Yeah, that might actually be better. Bias that towards the middle, so 15.5 and 13. Thing. Probably beacons on top. Okay. What do we... okay, 14.5, 15.5. What's... Oh. That'd help. That makes more sense. 15.5. So now we are... What are we at? 29, 30k and 20k. And that is tileable from that point on. Should be entirely tileable-ish for that. 13. Yeah. 4. And then 8, 12, and 16. 17. Try that again. Boop, boop, boop. See how much this can do total. Suppose if I was smart, would actually lay down the substations later. Okay, you're cranking out. Or be going. What are we at? We are consuming 51,000 sand a minute, which is, quite frankly, a lot of sand a minute. That is a train every 2 and a bit minutes. We are, however, producing 103,000 chlorine, which means I need 2 of these to produce the correct amount of chlorine. 2 of these to actually make the correct amount of hydrogen too. Does concern me how fast it runs though. Speaking of consumption, I'd like to get an idea of water consumption. Just need to find anything that's consuming water and stop it. Look at that. 206. 206k a minute. That's a lot of water. Because it begs the question, should I bring the water in? Because that's, what is it, 128, 256, so it's just shy of needing a train every 30 seconds. Or 14k, okay, there's still a little bit of water being used somewhere. $2k. I would not want to go any faster than that. There's 2 stations of water. 2 stations of water or the big fluid wagons, which hold 75k. What did I say the production was of that? 150. That's a lot. I think this might be too fast. 150k a minute is more than it's generating more than a train a minute of what is it? Hang on, no. No. I'm confusing it with solid capacity. This is 400,000 per train. So the 206,000, well, minus 14, is one train every 2 minutes. So that's not so bad. It's one chlorine train every 4 minutes, and a hydrogen train every 2 and something minutes. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's not terrible. Like, it's manageable. Can I cram a substation in? No, I can't. I so dearly want to cram a substation in there. It won't let me, it's rude. Factorio devs just won't let me have my substation in there. I mean, if I spun the whole thing around, and had this up here, then I could fit my substation in, and then I would be happy. That creates all kinds of logistical headaches that I don't want to deal with. Mainly the fact that the outlet and the inlet are on the same side, and I suppose it doesn't matter that much. And it it gives free access to the water unload, and it gives potential for 2 water unloads. Because it's probably going to need it. Or do I give it 2 liquid loads as per the standard? How do I even give it 2 liquid loads? So we just use a large storage tank, which is 100,000. Yeah. That's annoying. Unless yeah, pretty much the only way to go is to stagger them that I can see. I mean, it all links up. Got that going for it. Save on pipes and stagger them with direct from the undergrounds. Hang on, let me finish the thought. Yeah, see, that's a problem. Not having direct coupling to that. One advantage that the big tank has is too bad I can't just cram both into the big tank anymore. Actually, that pretty sure you can still, yeah, you can still do it if you really try. But then you can't like filter these directly, or you can't. Oh, you can if you prime them with the liquid. For those that don't know, yeah, normally you can't connect But if you just have a pipe rotated and you rotate it into it, it'll just happily connect. Those that don't know. Save on pipes and stagger them with direct from undergrounds. So like, hang on, what was I doing? That's right. I don't think there's enough room for my standard spacing, fortunately. But the idea that I was having, that I completely lost track of, was pop that there. I'm going to pick this whole thing up and just pop it a little bit lower. So one there, like that. Well, like that and like that. There. You go there, and you go there. It's so stupid, it actually seems like a good idea. What do they say? Stupid like a fox? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Inconvenient. Well, at this point I should be able to... Oh, if there wasn't railway track in the way. Be able to click and drag. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's completely wrong. Go. That's yonder outlet. You cover both. Still cover both. Yes, you do. So 12, 13... Well... There... 15, 15, 15, 14, 13... Yeah, that actually works. That actually works quite well. It hurts my head to look at. If it's stupid and it works. Stupid and it works, it's still stupid, but at least it works. So much. The numbers, the numbers. Did I actually reach both? No. Mind? And the drain isn't actually, from the sand, isn't actually that much. I think I might separate the unloads though. Just because of the sheer volume of water. I can foresee that being a problem. I mean, normally I'm sort of trying to avoid it, but yeah, I think it's unavoidable. I'm not convinced it'll keep up otherwise. Okay, you go there. There, then there, like that. Go there. There and there. Alright, you take some sand, not lumber. Like that. Okay, now they need the wall again. You're not getting sand. That backwards? Yeah, that was backwards. Okay. What do you reckon? I reckon that's pretty good. I reckon that is functional. I mean, its success is perhaps... we'll see. The success, we'll see. But it seems functional, I think. That one's offset, however, by a lot. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. Move pipe. Happy. Thinking is intense. Intense. You are there. There goes the first sneeze of the night. There we go. So that should be back consuming... well, that's production, but yeah, it should be back consuming like that much per minute. One-ish. Something, yes. Is it producing more? 1.1 million in 10 minutes. It's about the same. 206, yeah. It filled 48k and 32k. Push it all together. Bring it all together. What did I say it was? It was, yeah, 150, so 300,000 total, and then 218,000 hydrogen, and 187,000 chlorine a minute. So two of them is 200,000, so yeah, two builds are all that is required. So, we need to stamp down a second one, and it's done. Pop. Hmm. I might just leave it like that. Just keep it as is. I'll pull these up slightly. Yeah. Now. Get rid of these. We don't need these anymore. I wonder, I unload. It's like the same tank at the same time. There's an interesting thought. It's like, do that. Oh, you can't do it. It's the wrong size is wrong. But these are actually 1, 2. Yeah, because it's an odd number, it'll never work. Unless you put 2 together. But I don't know if that's really worth doing. Back from the store? Ah, now you're gonna wait for the beer to chill. It's the anticipation. So, train every 2 minutes, but I could double unload. Potential for trouble if it's double unloading. I also just really don't know how this would work. 2 big tanks? I could do 2 big tanks as well, but 2 big tanks is a lot of space. Alternatively, like stagger them or something. Cause this is more or less how the big tanks would sit if it was to line them up. Having said that, these hold, what do they hold? Like 5,000? 200,000. Whereas I have 100,000 from 2 of these. It'd be something like that. Although not exactly like that, because I need to get that in there, the nozzle to there. But be more like that. Big ones are easy to hook up. They are, yeah. And that storage, 200,000, is only 1 minute's worth. So actually, in saying that, well, I suppose it's for the entire lot, not for one build. But yeah, this is holding 1 minute's worth of production for the entire 16 in a single one. I think the answer is just to keep it separate. Double tanks in for distance, maybe. I mean, I don't have a lot of other things planned here. Pop there. Input. Suppose the other input can go there. Sounds 400,000. Just worried that I'm overdoing it now. But having said that, the pump's wrong way around. It is, yes. Let's snatch that up. Relay this, because this is the bottommost track. It defines like the entire build. I mean that was conditions, the guiding line, and there we go. Okay. And then what we can do is have some logic applied to the top one, so that if sand is needed, the sand always has priority over the water. So the bottom one always orders more water trains, the top one can alternate. Like that. Unfortunately, it ends up disconnecting. I think I might need to bring this whole pole situation further up. It's just consistently too far away. Or further down. That could work too. How much the big cargo hold? 75,000. Okie day. Oh, the big, so these would hold 128k per. It would actually be fairly frequent in of itself. Like, what was it, 50k per minute. It is actually a lot. Do I have a sand? I have a sand load. Sand signal. It actually occurs to me I haven't really allowed for that. I might. Sand delivery train isn't cargo wagon Mark II. No, there's only a regular cargo wagon. There's no Mark II yet. I haven't actually loaded a bigger cargo wagon mod yet. We'll see how we go. Yeah, it only holds 40 slots, 40, and then it stacks in 200, so 40 by 200 by 16 total. This is I don't unload. Oh, so. Nope, 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 nope. Don't work like that. Goes like that. You want water of water. At some point, I'm going to need to change these to do more than one. Yeah, 2 minutes and change. I also realize, like, this thing's probably going to be busy most of the time. Might need the. Probably wouldn't hurt to have the octopus, just to pull the sand out quicker. Table limit, set train limit of... Thank you. So 0 out of 1, 0 out of 1. Kind of sounds like a shared station might be a bottleneck at least once every 5 minutes. Yeah. I've sort of... I think I think I'm coming to the same conclusion, is that having this share with water periodically is going to be an issue. So I might leave it for now. I'll still keep the option open, but we'll investigate when the base is going. Or reevaluate when the base is going. Okay. Then, boop. Okay. That's one pretty much done. I actually realized here is going to need to be all chain signals if I get rid of these. Like this is just a big holding area. Like that. This would be a big holding area, and these all need to be chained. So that way I can stack more trains coming up behind. I think 3 station media, 2 for water, 1 for sand. Unload the train and move on. The track will be free the next one. Yeah, yeah. Water train stuck in a sand loader. That is another possibility too. Like if it requests 2 trains, then yeah, it can deadlock itself. It is fixable with circuits, however, that problem. So it's not an unsolvable problem. I think this might be we'll see what happens. Just check the notes. Let's just check the notes. But I think because it's all vanilla, it was slow enough from memory. Shall I load it? Yeah, might as well. Let's have a look. In fact, I know the outcome. When I did that for my oil base, I did have trouble pulling the 3 liquids out, getting them back round. I mean, the refinery build was legitimately too fast for its own good in that case. But yeah, I think it might be too fast for its own good. Where is it? Here. Yeah, so heavy and light are together and gas is separate. Oh yeah, water and crude were together. But it's too... You can actually see, yeah, right there, water's empty. Water is empty. That one does it share? Same again, look at that. It's running dry. I think we got the answer. And yeah, plastic, I remember, was an ongoing issue getting petroleum into it. So, yep. I'm also contrasting this with my perpetual megabase, and yeah, definitely not good. Where is it? You and you. Where's the peak? 150. And what did we say it was? 2 minutes. 2.5 or something. And chlorine was 100, so one train every 4 minutes. So one train every 4 minutes, and one train every 2 minutes. One train every 2 minutes is 2 trains every 4 minutes. So 3 trains every 4 minutes to load is also putting a lot of pressure on. So I think 2 loads is not an impossibility as well. I really don't know, however. It is a lot of train traffic. That is very much close to less than 1 a minute. I don't know if I want to... So, this is where my mind is stuck. Is I don't know if I want to keep this or separate it, like, just to see what happens. But I think... yeah, I'll just separate it, I think, is the answer. Just get it, rip the band-aid. It's very likely not going to work. That one. Right, let's realign the substations. Could copy paste this if I was so inclined. But not. I'm very much keen to do it all manually, apparently. Is enough to answer for you? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just asking for trouble. It's inviting just an unnecessary bottleneck. I mean, we've already done a few builds which are questionably fast already. And I don't know how well they're going to perform long term. I can't believe that actually reaches. I didn't actually think it would. That's the trouble with these modded things. Boo. Yes, it doesn't reach. How about now? Do you reach now? Very good. Green wire. Right. Red wire. Just could not say wire just then. There it is. Pop. Which one? Chlorine. Chlorine. Yeah, chlorine. Chlorine. I realize I'm going to need to set these numbers more correctly at some point. I also realize I should probably constant combinator those too. I haven't really been doing that. Something like that, 300,000 and 400,000, because that's how much it actually is. U divided by A and U divided by B, yeah. Something I thought of. Actually, no, I didn't think of. Something I was sort of supposed to be thinking. I thought of for the input, but I didn't think of for the output. Yeah, like here, the N. For the constant number. So 1 sand, 1 water. And then you'll output however many cargo wagons are being supplied. Storage, 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 and storage. We need 2 of these. If I just had my universal spacing. Loop. This crap do. The magic comb. Yeah, the comb. The comb. Big power pole. For whatever reason, it pulls it all in line. Don't really know why or understand why, but it does. That's kind of key. Get rid of that. Cool. So that's 2 of those out the way. Apparently there's still a shiny rock, or dull rock there, actually, not a shiny rock. Didn't I change? Or not? No, I only did the inputs, I didn't do the outputs. I thought I did the outputs. Oh, no, I only programmed 1 of these. I didn't do the hydrogen. That's why I'm confused. Funny what happens when you only half do a job. Means the job is only half done. No. And you take hydrogen as the signal. Hydrogen, hydrogen signal. Set train limits. Green is the signal. There is a chlorine load already, apparently. Chlorine. Hydrogen. Yeah, chlorine, hydrogen, water, and sand. It's those. Excellent. 1 half job. I suppose it's still technically 1 job. Actually finish the job. Set out to finish. Alright, so that's chlorine out the way. What other similar things is there that I can make use of? Obvious, stands out. And it could do the lithium chloride, which oh, that's the reconstituting the hydrogen chlorine into hydrogen chloride. I want to put that here though. That is the question. Would be nice to keep it relatively same. So what needs sand? I think is the ultimate question. Some of it goes into glass. Some of it goes into quartz. Actually, where did the quartz go? Is that the thing? Did I make a matter assembler for that and then because I thought I fixed all of these, but it seemed a little short. Actually, move the sand over there too. I don't remember. I've forgotten now. Did I make a matter assembler for quartz and then it failed? Like it didn't because because the game threw that exception. I didn't cover it. Oh, that's right. It was a matter stabilizer. Yeah. The more advanced stuff needed matter stabilizers, so I didn't do it. So I do actually need filtration to make quartz. I mean, I need the base item anyway. So it was just sand and water. So that's actually a good place to... Over here, not over here. Over here is actually a good place to do it because it's already receiving both. So, it was to delete all that, copy that in turn, and then paste it back over here. Error this crap. Get rid of that crap. Paste over it again. Then I need to change that to a... Oh, right, you're bigger, aren't you? That's the size of a crusher, isn't it? It is. Okay, then. Undo that. Let's grab a crushinator. It's convenient that there's one that's still the same orientation here. Take the whole thing. Alright, now we change these to the filtration plants, I guess. Is that heavy oil? I think yeah, it derives... I noticed that in... can be productivity. Factorio lab. I thought I got rid of it, but it's getting something from it's getting the heavy oil from coal somewhere. It's also trying to combine hydrogen and oxygen to make water, which is kind of a redundant step. It's questionable why it even exists. Oh yeah. You want to save? Pick that up. could paste the right thing back down. There. It's real close. Correct. Oh yeah. Never mind. And corrected. So water. That's actually meant to be up, but that's fine. Just swap it over to that. So, all right. Let's inject a little bit of water into here, and then some other products, and see what happens. I realize that actually doubled up. I probably don't need 4 tanks. Or 8 tanks. Oh, that was a big sneeze. Because that's actually a lot of storage. So I can combine them and, yeah, stuff and junk. Alright, you need to make sand. Feed it into there, feed it into there. Sand now. It's one of the few times where you actually want something to be full of sand, I guess. That's actually keeping up, shockingly. No, it's not. It is slowly falling behind. But it doesn't mean I can align that to the center, which makes me happy. And I can have a single output as well. Oop. Right. Oh, I haven't checked the production. 4K a minute. What do I need? 7,600. Okay. One of these is more than enough. At this point, I might as well just really delete the whole thing. Uh, oh yeah, because they're not connected to water. That reminds me, what is the 20K? Oh, that's nothing. The sand is 9. So in this case, I could actually combine, and that would be fine. Because it's just so much slower. I copy all that. Alright, let's get rid of those stupid things. Down. Get rid of them. At 20k a minute. But that's like 16, I think it was baseline. Yeah, see, it's producing oil and crap. Thing down here. What are you making? Ah, refinery. Think out. Okay, you're running apparently. Light oil. It's just kind of amazing that stuff is happening, and even though nothing should be happening here. Still consuming 14k a minute from something. I genuinely have no idea where it's. Unless this is still. No, not from here. Here? No. Being produced. And consuming batteries. Consuming water. The nitrogen is here. None of this stuff, none of these bills use water. So I got a simple something here. Like that's what's doing the nitrogen. Yeah. That screech. Zoom in. Like, maybe one of these? But I don't see why. None of it's producing. No, that's actually still going. Well, anyway, it's 14. Goes up to 20, which is only 6. I could probably get away with only smaller tanks. Because this is, what, 200, 400, 600, 800k. That is a significant quantity of water. I don't know what would happen. What this would do. Probably going to need pumps like that though. So that be much closer. Could get interesting. You can actually find out, come to think of it. So to do that, link them together with a wire. We can then control them with a combinator. I just need a way to fill them. The pumps look backwards. They're pulling out. It looks like they are. Green for my sanity. Right, when you a greater than 0, and you are a equal to 0. It is so much slower. Look at that, it just rockets up. Whereas this takes forever to come back down. 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alternatively, if we grab that, same dealio again, except this time, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to redo the whole thing anyway. We just use large tanks. As I was saying, I'll probably have to redo the whole thing. It's actually not quite right. Because it needs some kind of equalizer. Like, to balance all 4 tanks. For this to actually work properly. A greater than 0. Greater than. Greater than. Greater than. Less than. Less than. Less than. Fill her up. Full. I realize that I've combined both. And already empty. Just like that. Hilarious. Now that's going to chug away. $24, $24. Technically actually be a red wire. Consistent. 95. 95. 94. So what else? While we're thinking about, well, just waiting for that to delete. What else was end of glass, wasn't it? So what if I put glass smelters there too? Seeing as though it's all just sand anyway. So sand items. It goes into, yeah, silica, electrolysis and glass. So I think the glass smelting there is actually a good idea. Next to it. $90? Yeah, so 22, 22. Apparently it's actually slow enough to equalize. Interesting. I'm surprised. In theory, it doesn't equalize. Actually, because it's all common, it will equalize, but in theory it actually doesn't. and in practice it also tends to struggle. Take it down a little bit. 21k, 14. 15, yeah, it's actually springing up. I think because it's just going so slow, it's equalizing. How about that? Okay. And it holds two train loads worth. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. It's slow enough to support it. Which is not very for builds that I do, that's not very common. Normally it's so fast I need to come up with stuff. I need to contrive ways of balancing it out. I think I'm just so used to having to deal with high-speed fluids that I don't normally have to deal with that. Okay. Oh. Whatever. There. Bam. Let's grab that. Slap it down, because we're going to need more anyway. Oh boy, this has been a bit of a fractured, heavy braintificating session. This is so... As Phoenix comes in with a follow there. For those who haven't seen, I'm designing a Factorio 2 Megabase around about 5,000 tech cards a minute. One pink purple / purple belt of science tech cards a minute. As aiming for this, I don't know what would best describe it, chaotic, rather abstract train base, based on the idea of trains being able to travel in bidirectional directions. A lot of brain muscle stretching going on. That is very true. There's a lot of brain muscle stretching going on. And there's no end in sight, because this is, like, I'm not even close to, like, there's still pages and pages of intermediates to do. I haven't even done circuits yet. There's so much still to do. Which is why I was thinking I should move back into the main save and start building what I have got here so far. Because this is enormous. This is. It's actually ridiculous. It actually also got me wondering if I can stack these vertically. I shudder to think about it. Oh dear. I shudder to think of it, but stack them vertically so I can have a second set of bases. But I don't know how to deal with one train from being in the top row going down to the bottom row. I don't know how to stop that happening. It's a thing that could happen. It's also a template for what I would do. It's a low-key template for what I would do for the expansion. I'd look into something like this. Whatever the... I mean, it may not be appropriate for the expansion. Having said that, we don't know, but at least got to get the thinking juices in that direction. Yeah. otherwise separate networks. Mr. Gear! Here he is. I wonder if the quality's taken. Find out. This usually ends badly. You actually shouldn't put random usernames in. That's actually a username. They have one follower. It's funny because I actually did look up just koala, but it's like super duper mega band. It's like even more than normal band, which means I can't take it. I don't think I've actually seen what this can do at full speed yet. Let's find that's the last thing we can do is find out how fast this goes. What our total production rate is. Survey says 16k, so that's only double what it needs. And it consumes a fairly modest amount of sand too, and a modest amount of water. I mean, half of this is just latent stuff in the background, but good. I'm inevitably going to leave some debug stuff behind. Making noises like a snore, then a belch, known as a bellow. Those sounds are very much otherworldly. It's like 12. It's back down. So, okay, that's another one ticked off. Idea. Now, bit of funny business. Because this is technically, for now, at least, these wacky bad boys. Flurp-a-derp. Huh. Oh, that's right. That was from the control things. I was like, what the hell did I use that for? That was to control the pumps that I apparently have already forgotten about. Let's swap that. Pretty sure, but I don't remember. The joining the inputs and outputs causes issues. Pretty sure. Gold drum of doom. Ah, I won't reach. Rude. I suppose I could just, like, put substations down. That wouldn't hurt. Okay. Suppose because this is different dimensions, that's why. Like, so close to being just on. some mysterious reason it needs coal and lumber. Did you finally decide to be here? That's right. Why? You're late. Your lateness has been noted and logged. Alright, just get these wires out of the way there. I hope that actually works. And 69. Speaking of not aligning, that doesn't fit now. Why don't I position those so that it did fit? Or am I imaginating things? I mean, you gotta go for the symmetry. Oh, that's really freaking annoying too. I mean, it's about to end, but that's getting really irritating. Some of these ambient music things can just be really annoying. I would say who listens to this crap, but then, or who listens to that kind of crap, but then I realize I'm apparently listening to that stuff. Technically. Technically. Technically, and this needs to be slid over further so it aligns with the pipe nozzle. That seems like effort that I really don't want to partake in. So this is water unload. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, about to say, which probably doesn't exist because I pasted over it, but no, there it was. Limit of 1. You are and unload. Set train limit of, which is receiving 0 currently. Because it's, surprise, full of sand. Who would have guessed? Thingy full of sand is completely happy with, completely content in life. So 3 and 2. 3 and 3 total. Neato. See the Starship launch? Oh, yeah. I mean, it launched. It definitely launched. I suppose you could argue that it also launched, as well as launching Starship, they also launched a whole lot of concrete. A bit rud, or a bit rud-row. It's fallen down to just, oh, it's probably used up, yeah, it's used up all the water. So what did I say I needed? 2 glass. I could have like 2 glass smelters just here. Can't, yeah, as the concrete was landing, this car got absolutely pulverized. Actually, I wasn't. I need to check it again. I wasn't sure if it was actually the concrete landing that pulverized it, or it was the shockwave, because it sort of just all explodes at once. And I wasn't sure if that was something hitting it, or if it was the shockwave that just obliterated all the wind. Because it seemed like, because it was sort of a pressure. Yeah, there was like a pressure wave, wasn't there? I only got to see it briefly this afternoon, so I'm a little trying to remember the details. Yeah. Dear. Yeah, that's the grinders. Say 1 and 2. Might even just cap it at that. Camera was a bit close. Apparently there was a lot of cameras that got obliterated. Try that again, shall we? Pretend that never happened. Start and end positions are different. It just got blown so back. Oh, I do actually need that. Just need to slide that over. Unfortunately, it upsets that combinator now. It thinks one also needs to. I might need to go back and redo the other smelters like that. I swear I've done this once already. At least once already. A Lucifer appears. You want to know something really hilarious? I've actually been thrown into learning web development this week. So I've been doing a crash course on JavaScript. Let's grab all of that. Get rid of you. Yeah. Bit of a struggle to start it. Currently doing an internship for a position as a web dev. Yeah. It's just the coincidence that I've had to do a crash course in it all of a sudden. At the same time, you've been saying earlier this week you picked up web dev development, like actual web development work, I should say. The funny part of it is we've also been using using ChatGPT to write the entire JavaScript block. Launchpad did suffer a wee bit of damage. Yes, also what happens when the rocket needs to increase thrust to take off. Yeah. Yeah, it was held on in place for like it was there for a really long time. Yeah, 10 or 15 seconds. Something like that. It just sat there. Have noticed if you succeed. Should be good. Nervous as hell. Yeah, always rough. The anxious wait. Now, there you go. Boss is happy with the work. That's at least reassuring. 10 or 15 seconds was basically need to increase thrust to make it leave the pad. Yeah, so having the rocket engines just blasting the pad was just destroying the concrete. And then you just see the various engines sputter out as it takes off. Cool. So that's yonder. That will be yonder glass smelters, and probably just cut it there. Like not add too much more to it. Anything at all. Wait. You glass unload. Do I have a glass? I don't think I do. Don't. It's also not meant to be glass unload. It's meant to be sand unload. Yeah, sand unload, not glass unload. I think I get these right at some point. Sand unload. I didn't tick unload. Didn't tick the thing. Now this one should be glass. Hmm. 6 cartwheels and 120 meter tall vehicle is quite amazing. Oh yeah, the cartwheels. It just kept spinning. Do you feel called out about not knowing there is a search menu when selecting items? How do you mean? You mean the this button here to find the icons, um, or such? It's kind of. Do you know what's even more amazing is this actually had a mod to do that before it was in the game, and it was actually amazing. After clicking that icon, oh, search box. Yeah, there is actually a search box. It's funny. Hang on, did I end up with a question mark? Oh, yeah, never mind. I don't know what that is. Alright, so that is another module at least half filled. On delete that, otherwise I'll forget. Alright, there you go. Yeah, another build half done. So it's continuing to grow. I need to remember what I did with the rest of the third thingy, smelter thingy. It was it? It was pink plate and the rare metals. I suppose I could reconstitute it here. Because yeah, I ended up making that one a holy iron. I was actually going to delete one of each. Push EDA after SpaceX one, and I thought it was being rained on after the explosion because the water vapor produced. Turned out it was sand from the launch site. It's being rained, just raining sand. Yeah, copper. I want to say iron was 5. Oh, 5 iron, 3 steel. So 1, 2, 3, 4 steel. Because I added 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can reduce it down to 3. I might reduce this down to, because this is way more. This is actually a lot more iron smelting that's actually needed, which doesn't hurt realistically. More iron smelting, the merrier. Yeah, and the 1 coke. Where is it? 2 glass, 3 rare, 4 pink, 3 rare metals. So that's 7. Hey, winner, winner. And I can put it over here. And it can then be under this, I reckons. And I think on that note, it's time to end. Because we are over time. Joe, what?
Grab his dick and twist it!
Have that. I think that'll do. Stu, Jan didn't put the ad in the yellow pages.
Ugh.
Not happy, Jan!
Alright, that's enough.